This is the intro video for Algebra 1, Section 1.9. We're going to be reviewing a couple of properties here and hopefully getting a good start into our class for next time. All right, so we've seen these properties, except for one so far, so a little bit of review here first. The two properties, the commutative property and the associative property. The commutative property of addition looks like this. A plus B equals B plus A. And multiplication looks real similar. A times B is equal to B times A. You can see that in both cases, the A and the B are simply switching locations. They are commuting, if you remember that. And that's okay. You have the commutative property applies to addition and multiplication. It does not apply to subtraction or division. All right, and then the associative properties, these have to do with parentheses. So for addition, we could say parentheses A plus B, close parentheses plus C. And that's the same thing as just moving the parentheses over to the B plus C. You can group addition in whatever way you want, and it's okay. Same thing with multiplication. A times B times C is the same thing as A times parentheses B times C. So you can switch those parentheses, you can group or associate how you want on multiplication, and that's okay to do. This property does not apply to subtraction or division. And then finally, the distributive property. Hoping this is something that you have seen in maybe your pre-algebra class. Look something like this. A parentheses B plus C. What we have is we have A times a sum, right? B plus C is a sum. It's times the whole sum. So it's not just A times B or just A times C. It's A times the entire sum. So what we'll often use here, these little rainbows to kind of describe what's going on. The A gets distributed to the B and the C, or multiplied into the B and the C. So this would give us A times B plus A times C. It's more commonly written as just AB plus AC. That would be the more common way. Maybe you've seen it that way. Okay. And then finally, in numbers 1 through 4, we're going to try to use those properties to kind of illustrate and manipulate these a little bit. So feel free, if you want, pause the video, try these, and watch the video and see how you did. So for number 1, it says A times 3, and we're supposed to use the commutative property of multiplication. I would say that that should look like this, 3 times A. Remember, commutative means just to commute or change location, so the A and the 3 get a switch location. All right, associative property of addition for number 2, that just means the parentheses get to move to something different. So I would write something like this, x plus parentheses 37 plus 3. It might make a lot of sense to group the 37 and the 3 and add those first. Number 3, the commutative property of addition. Again, commute just means to change location. So I would switch the location of the R and the 24 and get something like that. And then finally, the associative property of multiplication, that just means to be moving parentheses around. So I think I could write this in this way, parentheses 9 times 4, close parentheses, times D. And again, that might make sense to do it that way because you can multiply 9 times 4 together and simplify it. But 4 times D, you really can't. Okay, so those are some illustrations of those properties. When you get to class, we'll be looking at how to simplify some other algebraic expressions. See you then.